Hello and welcome to Crystal Clear Health. I am Crystal, and today we are talking about bloating. Everyone gets bloated from time to time, but if you find that you're getting bloated regularly, like daily or even several times a week, then likely there's an underlying imbalance happening. So I want to share with you some tips on how to beat the bloat, but I also want to share why you may be bloated in the first place. If you don't know me, you don't know my story, I actually got into holistic health and nutrition because of severe digestive issues. I was bloated almost all the time, especially toward the end of the day. It seems like I couldn't eat anything without creating some kind of bloating or inflammation or pain. I had really bad fatigue, weight loss, nutrient deficiencies, thyroid issues, all stemming from SIBO, candida overgrowth, and food sensitivities. So that's why I got into holistic health in the first place, was to really start to understand how my digestive system worked and how I could heal it to really reclaim my vitality. So I'm really passionate about this subject, and I truly feel that health mainly lies in the gut. There are so many reasons why you might be bloated, but I'm going to focus on the top 3 that I see in my practice. So number 1 is food sensitivities or intolerances. Unknown food sensitivities are often causing low-grade inflammation, which can wreak havoc on your health and your digestive system. So you may notice that dairy didn't bother you when you were a child, but as you get older, you seem to get more upset stomachs when you eat dairy. Or maybe it's not even as obvious. You may find that up to 72 hours after you eat a food that you're sensitive to, you may have symptoms like a headache or bloating. There's really no gold standard when it comes to knowing what your food sensitivities and intolerances are. There are some tests that you can get done, such as a food sensitivity panel, as well as lactose intolerance testing, which will give you information on if you have the sensitivity or intolerance. However, when it comes to sensitivities, your body's always changing. So what shows up positive on a test 1 month may show up completely different 3 months later, because your gut is healing every 3 months. All of your cells are turning over and your gut can be completely healed within 3 months. So what you may react to 1 week, you may not react to the following week, which can be really challenging to know what your actual food sensitivities are based on the test. So the best way that I recommend testing for your own food sensitivities is to keep track. And I know a lot of people feel like this is kind of a nuisance to keep track, but if you really want to know the underlying reason for your bloating, it could be food sensitivity. So I highly recommend keeping a food diary, a food journal. You can do this on an app, or you can do this manually writing it down or typing it up on your computer, whatever you prefer. Write down what you eat and keep track of your symptoms. You may notice that your symptoms appear an hour later. You may notice that they appear the next day. But if you keep track for 1 to 2 weeks, you're going to start to see patterns. So that's one of the most common reasons for bloating that I see in my practice. Now, keep in mind that food sensitivities are not the underlying cause of bloating. So just removing those foods from your diet is not necessarily going to heal the underlying causes. So an underlying cause may be that you actually have something called candida overgrowth or SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. Both of them are an imbalance of yeast and bacteria in the intestinal system. Candida overgrowth is an imbalance of yeast. We all have candida in our body, but when it gets overgrown is when it wreaks havoc. It can create lots of bloating, gas, constipation, skin issues, headaches, fatigue, brain fog, all types of things. If you have candida overgrowth, I'll give you some tips in another video on how to heal and overcome that. SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. Another common reason for bloating. So it's estimated that about 80% of people that are diagnosed with IBS actually have SIBO. Some people have a constipated dominant SIBO, and some people have a diarrhea dominant SIBO. Some people have both, the alternating. So this may apply to you whether you have diarrhea or constipation, in addition to bloating. Small intestine bacterial overgrowth is when the bacteria from your large intestine creep up into the small intestine where they're not supposed to be, and they ferment all of your carbohydrates and your fibers from your food. That's why you may notice when you eat a higher fiber diet, when you eat higher FODMAP foods such as wheat, cruciferous vegetables, onions, garlic, you may notice that your symptoms and your bloating get worse. That could be an indication of SIBO. So those are the top 3 reasons that I see bloating in my practice and that I've actually experienced myself. With that being said, let's talk about 3 ways that you can beat the bloat. Number 1 is to eliminate. I know nobody likes to eliminate, but just for a short-term 2-week period, eliminate all allergenic inflammatory common foods. So that's wheat, dairy, soy, peanuts, shellfish, sugar, alcohol. Everything else is on the table as far as good, healthy, whole foods. So more of a paleo Mediterranean style is what I recommend on this elimination diet. If you want more support, I can actually send you a free meal plan. So comment below or reach out to me at crystalclearhealth.com and I can send you a free meal plan to help you get on track with this. So more of a whole foods paleo style diet. You're going to focus on lots of healthy greens and vegetables with healthy fats like olive oil, coconut oil, lots of herbs and spices, clean, organic, local grass-fed protein sources. So chicken, grass-fed beef, good quality organic cage-free eggs, and good quality wild fish, as well as nuts and seeds, non-gluten grains like quinoa and millet and oats, lots of fresh water, green smoothies, homemade bone broth, herbal teas, and lots of TLC for yourself. So start there and notice how you feel. I actually offer a detox program twice a year. It's called the Crystal Clear Cleanse in the fall and in the spring. People love this cleanse because it really resets your digestive system. It removes bloating, gas, constipation, it improves energy, sleep, vitality, and a lot of people lose weight on it as well because you're just shedding so much extra water. So start there. Number 2, if you notice a lot of constipation in conjunction with your gas, I highly recommend magnesium glycinate. It's highly absorbable. It's not going to contribute to your gas, but it's going to increase gut motility to help things move along. It's also going to help with relaxation and stress and anxiety. It's going to help with your muscles, as well as working with vitamin D and calcium for your bones and your immune system. My 3rd recommendation is peppermint. As long as you don't have any ulcers or heartburn issues, I recommend peppermint and ginger. So you can have these both as an herbal tea. That's probably the best way to consume it. You can buy it already in the box as an herbal tea, or you can make it yourself, which is even better. You can add a little fresh squeezed lemon, some raw local honey, maybe a little dash of cinnamon, and that will help to calm the system whenever you're feeling bloated. Ginger is also a great motility agent. It increases your migrating motor complex, which is what, again, moves things through your intestines to keep things moving, to keep the bacteria where they're supposed to be, to eliminate all the toxins through your elimination. So I highly recommend ginger and peppermint. It's going to help calm the body. Peppermint is also really great for energy and headaches. So you can use a peppermint essential oil, a ginger essential oil. You can actually rub that topically right on your abdomen, along with some castor oil. I know I said 3 tips, but here's a little bonus. Castor oil is amazing for the liver and also the digestive system. So you can do a castor oil pack where you put castor oil on flannel with some peppermint and ginger oil. You lay it over your abdomen, lay a nice warm towel or cloth over the top of it. Just make sure it doesn't touch your clothes because it will probably stain with the oils. But lay on your back with your feet elevated for about 30 minutes while you read a book, listen to music, meditate, watch TV, and that will really help calm your digestive system, reduce bloating, increase liver detox, and just feel really, really good. So I hope these tips were helpful, and you can reach me at crystalclearhealth.com if you want to work with me privately. And I'm also offering a group inspired vitality group course coming up here November 28th, 2022. So I hope to see you there. All right, have a good one. Bye.